I think we are live. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had some technical issues getting on here live, but I am here now and we are on for our wrap party, everybody. I hope that you are as excited as I am to be wrapping up our 7-day challenge. And you know, I've said it once and it absolutely bears repeating. I am just so inspired by this group and the way that you showed up for yourselves and the way that you showed up for each other, and yeah, witnessing your vulnerability and your breakthroughs, and yeah, also just like including me and including other people in your journey. So it's been such an honor and a privilege to witness each of you. So thank you so much gratitude. And if you are watching live, I would love to know who is here. So please feel free to say hello, give me a heart, give me a like, give me a comment. And yeah, I wanted to kick it off just by sharing with everyone and giving everyone the opportunity to share themselves. Like some highlights, some shout outs, some of your favorite moments over the course of the 7 days. So for me, I have a few of my favorite moments that I wanted to share here. I wanted to celebrate Alicia. So I don't know if Alicia, if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, I want to give a big shout out to you because on day 7, she says, my main takeaway is that I am able to do anything in the body that I'm currently in. I can run a 5K, a 10K, etc. So just want to acknowledge you, Alicia, for opening up that possibility that yes, you can do anything in the body that you're in today. One of my favorite moments was actually when Cindy stretched herself into action with her mirror work, and that she did it again, except she did it naked, and then she threw on her robe and she got on and told us about it and how moving it was for her. So thank you, Cindy, for sharing that. And I just want to acknowledge you for stretching outside of your comfort zone and yeah, for allowing us to witness you in that way. For Donatella, shout out to you, sharing your beautiful pictures of your Italian feast, right? Like that was like so incredible, and sharing how the experience that you used to have when you would go on these retreats and how you weren't able to be present with the food or enjoy it, but this time you were able to really enjoy it and not have any issues. And so thank you for sharing that experience, and it's so powerful for us to witness. And for Josh, who we are going to hear from in a couple of minutes. So Josh, I loved so much when you shared about your experience with intermittent fasting and how you chose to honor your body when you were hungry. I mean, it seems like such a small action, but it really yields such powerful results when we are listening to and honoring our body's hunger cues. So really well done on that. And to Bob, who I think is watching live, I think I saw your photo pop up there. Bob, your vulnerability and the way that you showed up when you shared about your scars after you did the mirror work, and you said that you acknowledged that those scars made you a warrior. And I just thought that was so incredibly powerful. So yeah, I'm just really inspired, and I would love to hear from each of you in the comment section. What were your takeaways? What were your favorite moments? What were your insights? Yeah, keep them posted in the group. So with all of that said, I would love to bring on our special guest. So a tradition, an ongoing tradition that we have for this 7-day challenge is that we bring in a participant for the wrap party to share a little bit about their experience. And so I asked Josh, and he generously agreed to hop on and share what it was like for him to go through this challenge, where he was before, and possibly what transformation happened during the challenge and what possibilities are opening up for him in the challenge. So all that, I'm going to try to do some tech stuff. I'm going to try to bring Josh on camera. Works, and Josh, you should be getting a notification from me. Let's just see if that works. And we will just give that a moment. Beautiful. Okay, so I didn't get an answer. So Josh, if you could just write in the comment section if you got my request, and maybe if you write in the comment section again, I'll be able to add you. And if not, you might actually be able to request to join. And let's see if I can just, okay, let's try this. No, you're fine. Don't be sorry. Let's see. Okay. I think this might be working. Oh, the joys of technology. Okay, it said declined again. So Josh, what I'm going to have you do is you can actually allow your viewers to approve. All right, I just tried again. And if that doesn't work, then it's also possible, Josh, that you can request. Hi, Donatella. Thank you for tuning in. We are, we are trying to get Josh on camera so that he can share his experience. But we're having some technical difficulties here. So we might try again to make that a possibility. And Josh, if there is a button for you that you see that you can actually request to join, sometimes that helps. Okay, here we go. Let's see if that works. This might work this time, hopefully. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for tuning into our wrap party. We are working through some technical stuff right now, and I'm just, surrendering into it because we want to bring Josh on camera. There he is.
Hey.
Yes, I knew we would make it work. Awesome.
So apparently all I had to do was change the lens, and then all of a sudden I'm back on. So
yeah. It's one of those like silly things that you have to like hold your camera sideways in order for it to work, but
yep. Sorry.
It's all good. Hi, Josh.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm just so grateful to you for being willing to share your experience with everyone else in the group. And I'm sure everyone's excited to hear from you. And I kind of just want to invite you to share, like, what was your experience like? So perhaps like where you were when you started the challenge and what you got to experience through it.
Yeah. So kind of where I was before, I kind of thought that I've done a lot of the healing work before around my body. And so I went into this thinking it was going to be kind of a walk, not a walk in the park, but it was going to be so much easier. Last time I joined, I started doing the 7-day challenge with you, and I actually dropped out like halfway through. It was just too intense at the time. So this time around, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to handle it. Like, I've done so much work and healing around my body. I'm ready for it. And then I got in. Day 1, I was feeling great. Day 2, it was when I had my biggest breakthrough that there was still a lot of healing work to be done. And that what I thought I had accomplished, even though they were accomplishments, there was still some really like deeper work to be done. And this challenge kind of gave me the stretch to explore what was under all that.
Yeah. So Josh is a fellow health coach, and he is also specializing in body image. And so he's done a lot of work. That's what I'm hearing is you've done a lot of work on yourself when it comes to body image already. Yet what this challenge showed you is that there's even more layers, even deeper that you can go.
Yeah, I like to think of it kind of as like our brain does a really great thing of where there's hurt or where there's really big breakthroughs to happen, we tend to like make a castle around it and we put a moat up, and sometimes we're distracted by those things. We think we're accomplishing the work we need to be done, but really we're just crossing the moat, or we're just like taking, there's stuff around it that we're focusing on, but we're not focusing on the heart of it. And so this really helped me focus on the heart of where I was actually in my journey.
Yeah, so powerful. And I'm curious for you, from doing the 7-day challenge, is there anything that you are taking from this experience that's becoming like a new baseline for you, or something that is like would be a new normal?
Actually, the new normal now is to get curious about where it's showing up in my daily life that I didn't think it was showing up. A lot of times it would, you know, I mask it by, you know, you call it something different, or there's certain things, word games you play during the day, or you go, oh, well, I'm not restricting. I'm just, I like the fasting. I'm just intermittent fasting, and so you play these really interesting word games and you think you're doing it, you call it in different names. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, what's at the heart of it? And so now this has opened up the possibility of going deeper and seeing what exactly is behind those reasons, and is it for the right reason? And so this allowed me the stretch to really kind of delve in and see what was going on.
Yeah. So exploring those ways that you've potentially not been, you've been sort of masking like what's actually
Yes.
happening, and really opening up to a new experience.
Yep.
Yeah. So, do you have like a favorite moment from the challenge?
Day 2 was my favorite.
Yeah.
Even though it produced it was very emotional. It was so therapeutic to sit there and really hear what I was telling myself daily, and then really getting curious about whose words were those. And I was able to really start to put distance and really realize that those weren't my words. I wasn't saying those things. Even though I say those things so often during the day, I was able to say, oh, hold it, where did that come from? And those aren't my words.
Yes. I know that exercise really seemed to be quite challenging for many participants. And it was challenging for me too, especially as I started to do a lot of work around my inner critic. But I think something that you're pointing to that's really important is the space that's created when you acknowledge what the voice is, and then get curious about whose voice it actually is, right? And so for some people, it's like, yeah, that's actually my voice. Those are the things that I say to myself. But for others, it's like, oh, that's actually the voice of a teacher or a partner or a parent, right? That's actually not me, right?
Yep.
And so then you can begin to create a new experience around that. And of course, it does not happen overnight, right? It takes time and work, but when you have that awareness, it's like, oh yeah, okay, when those thoughts come up, yeah, that's not mine. Great. There's a little bit more distance.
Yes,
really
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Really good. So what do you foresee is next for you? What are you hoping to experience when it comes to your relationship with your body from this point?
The thing that's next for me is to continue the work that this challenge kind of really started, but how it's going to show up is I've really made this something that is internalized, the work, but I haven't put it into practice. I haven't put it into play in my daily life. And it shows up by, hiding or, being very careful on how I put myself out there. And I will say, even last night, I worked a long shift. I wanted to go out. I wanted to go out with some friends. Normally I would go, ooh, where they were going. I would have been like, oh, there's other people there that, I knew the community, kind of what they look like. And I would have said, no, I'm going to stay home. But last night I went out and I danced and I had a great time. And I did it all without giving myself judgment. And I had the best experience last night.
Oh my God.
So, and last week I would have said no. I would have stayed home. I would have gone to bed. I would have worked on some coaching stuff. I would have done something other than showing up for myself.
Oh my God. I'm just like, I'm like in awe of that. Like that's so, so powerful. So like, just get through Josh's sharing right now, like how our relationship to our bodies, though it's like, it might seem like it's something small, like, oh, I'm choosing to not go out dancing, right? But like, that's something that you really wanted to experience. You wanted to go out, you wanted to enjoy yourself. And a week ago, you would have said no to that, right? For fear of judgment or fear of like, who else might be there, the compare and despair might show up, but you chose to step into it anyways, and you had the best time. Like,
and I was fully present the whole time.
Yes.
There was like not a bit of like questioning. It was just fully present, fully engaged. And it really, it's one of those moments that your soul was kind of like, that's what it was wanting. And when you're able to feed it that way, it carries over into every other aspect of your life.
Mm,
So yeah, it was good
so,
nourishment.
so good. So, so good. Cindy saying, I just got goosebumps. Good for you, Josh. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm curious, Josh, is there anything else that you would like your fellow participants to know, or any words of wisdom that you would share with potentially future participants?
Honestly, it's to jump into, whoever does this next is, I think the best words of advice is to jump into this full heartedly, and don't hold back, because honestly, the support that this community provided actually allowed me the space to be vulnerable and go deeper. And I noticed the deeper people were going, it seemed like the next person would go even deeper. And so it allowed, those first few posts really allowed the other people to kind of go, okay, this isn't just a fluff piece. This isn't something, I'm going to be judged for. And the amount of support that the community provided was just invaluable. It
Mm.
was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So the power of vulnerability, right? So
Yeah.
showing up and just allowing yourself to be witnessed and seen, and that this isn't just like a fluffy, ooh, everyone gets to love their body and find themselves like hot all of a sudden. It's like, no, this
Yeah.
is like deeper, transformative
Yeah.
work. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, so good. Awesome, Josh. Well, thank
So
you.
inspired by everybody. So thank you.
Mm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being an inspiration, for supporting your fellow participants, and for being willing to share on our wrap party.
Oh, thank you. It was fun.
Yeah, awesome, awesome,
Hey.
awesome. So I think I just pressed this X and then, okay. Bye, Josh. I'll see you in the comment section.
Bye.
Okay. Yes, here we go. Continue without guests. Okay, got it. It's like the technology part of it always gets a little bit funky. So yeah, what are you all taking away from what Josh shared? What were your biggest insights? I just think that was such a powerful and generous share. So thank you. Thank you, Josh. And yeah, so next is the really exciting part. So we are going to do the prize. The prizes. So there's the runner-up prize, which is the Body Positive Power book by Megan Jane Crabbe. She's one of my virtual mentors and role models. I look up to her so much. And then the grand prize being my 21 Days to Love Your Body program, which is an opportunity for you to take everything that we did in this experience and go even deeper with it. So there's so many of you that were eligible for this prize, because so many of you actually showed up powerfully and did the action steps every single day. So I just want to shout out and acknowledge each of you that did. Alicia did, Bob did, Cindy, Donatella, Donna, Jason, Jennifer, John, Josh, Karen, Carly, Leah, Robin, Sunny, and Suzanne. So thank you to each and every one of you. There's 15 of you that followed all the way through on these action steps. So I want to congratulate and acknowledge each and every one of you for the way in which you showed up. And with that, there was no like, this person was the best and so they win. I think the best way to actually do this is to draw names out of a cup. Really, really high tech. So I'm gonna do that right now. So this is the runner up. Can we get a drum roll? Oh, my puppy just freaked out when I did that. So this is for the first runner up prize, the Body Positive Power book. And let's see, who is it? Amazing. Josh, it's you. Josh, you are going to get a copy of Body Positive Power by Megan Jane Crabbe. Such an incredible book. So I'm going to reach out to you for your address after this. And then get a drum roll for the grand prize winner, 21 Days to Love Your Body program is... Gosh, I'm having a hard time grabbing these. Oh, it's Suzanne! Oh my gosh, Suzanne, I'm so excited for you! Yes, yes, Suzanne. I don't think she's watching here, but I will let her know that she won 21 Days to Love Your Body. Just so, so, so happy for her. Yeah, so those are our prize winners. And I wanted to spend the rest of our time here in this wrap party just going over ways in which you can continue this work. So we had this really transformative experience, right? And so many of you are involved in the personal development space, and you know, like, you go through these periods where you maybe go to a conference or you'll do a challenge or whatever it might be, and you have this motivation for a while and you're really following through, and all of a sudden it starts to wane, right? So you find yourself falling back into old patterns, old beliefs. And so I really believe in the importance. I didn't want to set you up. I wanted to set you each up for success. I wanted you each to feel supported and like you had tools to continue this work for days to come, for years to come, for lifetimes to come. So I'm going to give you my top 3 ways in which you can really continue this journey. The first one is to find community. So as you know, we have a community here, right? And as Josh spoke to, there's such healing power in being able to be vulnerable and be witnessed by other people. So you've probably all heard that you are a culmination of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So just take some inventory of the people that you're spending a lot of time with. Are you spending time with people who are really in a place of self-deprecation or putting themselves down or comparing themselves? Are you around people that are constantly on diets or always trying a new fad, right? So just taking inventory of like, okay, who am I really, really spending my time with? And it doesn't mean you have to cut these people out of your life, but potentially there's an opportunity to add some newness in terms of relationships into your life, as well as bring what you learned in this group into your existing communities. So talk about why diets don't work, and talk about food liberation, and talk about mirror work and all of the beautiful breakthroughs that you had, and potentially even open up the possibility for those in your community to have their own experience, their own shift in their relationship to their body. Hi, Robin! Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. So that is the first step, is to find community. And also know that this group, it's not going anywhere. So just because the challenge, this chapter of the challenge has come to an end, doesn't mean that that the community isn't here anymore. So I love how active this group is. So continue to show up, continue to be vulnerable, continue to ask questions and support one another, and know that this group exists to support you in, having a completely new, empowering experience of your relationship to your body and food. The second tip that I have for you is self-education. So self-education was so important for me when it came to healing my relationship with my body and food. I'm sure many of you know this, that what we talked about over the past 7 days isn't really the dominant paradigm. It's not what we are all hearing on a daily basis. You don't usually hear the message that you are capable of doing whatever it is you want to do in the body that you are in, and that you actually have permission to eat the foods that you enjoy, and that it's possible to feel energized and really good in your body without having to restrict and deprive yourself of food, and that you don't have to feel guilty, right? So that's not really the dominant paradigm. And it took me finding some really good online mentors and coaches and resources and podcasts and social media sites and blogs to really understand the truth behind body positivity, self-love, health at every size, intuitive eating. And so I would encourage each of you to continue your experience of self-education. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have the Body Positive Power book as a prize, because it's a book that's been helping me a lot, and I wanted to make sure that somebody in the group had the opportunity to continue that. So what I'm going to do for each of you as my gift to another gift, because I want to shower each of you with as many gifts as I can. I'm going to give you a resource list. And so this resource list is something that I give to my clients. It has lists of social media sites that I follow, books that I follow, documentaries, podcasts, books, all the things. Everything that you could ever need to continue your education is on that list. So I'm going to make sure that I share that with the group so that you have a menu of choice there. And just a really quick side note about social media. So we didn't talk about social media in this challenge. I have talked about it in challenges past, but social media can actually be a very healing tool for our relationships with our body. So there is incredible body positive activists out in the world doing amazing work, living their lives unapologetically in the bodies that they are in today. And there's something really powerful about witnessing that and seeing somebody show up in their lives in that way, and also allowing that to give you permission to do the same. So social media can be a really powerful healing tool as well. And then lastly, the last tool that I have for you is to hop on a coaching call with me and be coached around where you are feeling most stuck in your relationship to your body and food. So coaches, there's many of you in the group, but coaches, we are trained, we exist to hold a vision for you, to help you uncover what you want to be experiencing and eliminate the roadblocks that are preventing you from actually being able to step into that experience and have what you want right now. And that's what we can do together. So I am here in this group to take a stand for each of you living the life you desire now, unapologetically, unconditionally in the body that you are in. And also on the other side of that you actually don't have to be afraid that if you lose control or give yourself permission around food, that suddenly you'll lose something, right? So being able to let go of that fear of like, what might I lose if I release control, right? Because I'm here to let you know that you can't lose what's already yours. And I'm here to tell you that the scale and the mirror do not decide your worthiness for you. And that it's possible for you to take care of your body, to feel energized, to make choices that are in alignment with your highest good and feel comfortable without having to restrict, deprive, or obsess over food. And that you can reclaim the precious energy and brain space that you've used towards managing food, managing your body, managing weight, and you can use that towards that which is really important to you, whether that's running a 5K or pursuing a relationship or pursuing a new career or getting a puppy. I was just being a little mush right here. That you can reclaim that energy and use it for your highest good and the highest good of all. And so I like to tell a story about a client of mine who's is just so inspiring. And when we started working together, she had a lot of things that she wanted to shift in her life. She wanted to be in a relationship. She wanted to travel. She wanted to be active, yet she didn't feel like she could do any of those things in the body that she was in. So she was living in this place of like, okay, well, once I have the body, then I can have all of these other things that I truly desire that will bring me fulfillment. And so what we did is that we actually completely flipped that on its head, and we allowed her to come from a place of that she's already fulfilled, she's already enough, she's already worthy just as she is. While also learning how to take care of her body from a health at every size perspective, a weight neutral perspective, a way that's really honoring without having to restrict or deprive. And by the time we completed our work together, she actually had packed a bag and went and climbed Machu Picchu. So there was her travel. She had joined a sports team and became one of the strongest players on the team. And I just actually saw her recently, and she's engaged to be married and getting married soon. So all of the things that she wanted to accomplish were made possible to her by doing this work on her body and knowing that she is worthy and enough just as she is. And so I want to let you know that that is possible for you too. So if you are feeling like you need extra support in this area, there is still time for you to get on a call with me. I have slots available through Friday, September 27th. And yeah, if you're having trouble finding a time slot that works for you, please do let me know. I will do my best to be flexible. So you can either send me an email or a message, because I really want to ensure that anybody who's feeling like they need that extra support in the group, that they are able to get it. And that is it, my friends. Oh, I don't want to end this video. This was such an amazing challenge, and I'm just so proud of each and every one of you, and cannot wait to see what's next. I want to hear from each of you. Let's do like a lightning round. I'd love for you each to, who are watching live and those who end up watching the replay, to leave a word or a phrase that would describe what it is you are taking away from this challenge. Yeah, so that I can hold that vision with you and continue to show up in the group and support one another. I am still here for you. I'm loving you. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Mwah. Bye.